Hey everybody, how's it going? Got my Hoyt Carbon RX-3 Redworks bow right here. Obviously I'm missing my main string, my America's Best bowstring. I got the Platinum, I believe it is, the highest level. When the bowstring came in, the serving that goes around the top cam, it was split, so they're sending me a new one, no questions asked. I mean, they were very responsive even through the holidays. I mean, I got it just before Christmas, let them know, sent them pictures, and it's the day after New Year's today, and it's already being shipped out pretty quick. So anyways, really impressed with America's Best bowstring. I got the electric red and gunmetal color. I don't know if you can really see it very well, or if the color's coming in through clear on the camera. Wanted something that was a little bit different. I did buy the bow used. Got it off a guy on eBay, but it's in pretty good condition. Works good, you know. But when I got the bow, the one thing that I really didn't care for was the grip. I mean, I don't know if anybody else is like me with this bow, and like just the grip, like it bulges out on the sides, and it felt weird. Coming from the bow that I learned on was a Bear Cruiser G2. It has a very narrow grip. I really liked that grip, the feel of it. I was able to get consistent shots with it, and this one, it just doesn't feel like, I can't get the same grip every single time on it. Like, it just doesn't seat the same way, even when I'm holding on to it and I'm re-knocking an arrow and letting it go. It always sits a little bit different. My arrow placement isn't right where I want it to be. So I got the UltraView carbon grip for the RX-3. Immediately, once I got it on, I liked the way it felt. It felt way, way better. It's nice and tight. I mean, you hold on to it and it just rests on your hand like what I'm used to. It's my, personal preference. Everybody's free to their opinion. I did a couple other things, changed some things the other guy had, put my own, wrist strap on it. He had the rear stabilizer and the front lift stabilizer, but he had a 12-inch on there. I went with an 8-inch one. It just balanced the bow out better. I noticed that once I changed to an 8-inch from the 12-inch stabilizer on the front, the bow just was more balanced when it shot, and it didn't look as goofy. I mean, that huge stabilizer sticking off the front, when you're out in the woods hunting and stuff, you can catch tree limbs, whatever, like, if you're stalking your prey, it can get in the way. But it looks so much better, and it functions so much better. So it was the Trophy Ridge Hitman stabilizer. So I mean, it's way better. I mean, the old one, like out here, yeah. Anyways, so getting back to the reason for this video was the grip. I really like the way the grip feels. There's a few complaints. I mean, if you look in here, you can see it's not seated in the crevice properly, like it doesn't fill in the gap there. And over here, there's some little imperfections. It is 3D printed. I mean, you can tell looking at it, you can see the contour lines and everything on it. One thing I really do like about this grip is that it's very grippy. Very snug, very sturdy, very positive, firm traction in the hand. Doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. I mean, immediately was a massive improvement over the factory Hoyt grip. Now, on the thing that really I needed a change on it, like it was not working for me at all, was this grip doesn't come with any kind of mounting hardware. I mean, the way I really wish they would do it is that it would seat into, at least like when you have this one centered, if the inside the grip would go inside those, those contours. Let's get it up here so it'll focus. There we go. The contours that the old factory grip, has those grooves built in, so it catches and slides in nice and secure. And then a set screw to go through and hold the grip in. I've heard, or I was, looking online trying to see if other people have had this issue, same issue as me, with the the grip was loose. It was not snug fitting on mine. It wasn't a good positive feel. It felt like while I was holding it, like I could feel the grip wanting to kind of fall off. Like when I shot it, if I would shoot it, I feel like the grip would kind of slide off, and you know, that is not ideal at all whatsoever. So what I did was I kind of experimented around. I used double-sided 3M Scotch tape, just trying to see if maybe there was a big gap in there, and there is a little gap. But on the sides, you know, it just didn't have a positive connection, like a good solid, sturdy connection the way I wanted. So, UltraView, if you're watching this, if you see this, I need you to go through and change the way that you've done this, because we shouldn't have to modify the grip for it to fit the bow. I'll tell you, UltraView, I love this grip. I absolutely think that this was done 100% right, outside of the, you know, the little imperfections on the sides where it's not filling in. It's got a little ridge here, which is perfectly fine. You know, it's there to set to help, you know, people who may have bigger hands than I. It gives them a little bit more leverage, a little bit more surface area, which is great. Just how loose it was. I mean, it just wasn't very good. So what I did is I had it off, had my caliper, I took measurements. It's roughly from the top line here to the center, I believe was like 4 or 2.4 inches. Let's remeasure it. I mean, sorry, it's more than that. I don't remember. I'm just trying to go off of memory, and memory's not serving me very well right now. Let's see, we'll get it to where it's pretty much right there, like even. Yeah, 2.4. It was roughly 2.45, roughly. I mean, obviously the guys at UltraView will be able to get it in, dialed in, and get it precise. If this is the route that they choose to change this product, I think it would be really great improvement, just to give it that solid feel. So the inside, this also does not fit inside the grip. Inside the grip's a little narrow, so if they just put a channel for the whole thing, so you can leave the factory adjustment piece on, obviously it would have to be centered because the grip is so narrow. But if they could leave it on and have a groove set in so it could slide in there, hold positive connection, and just have one set screw, so you have these run off the factory set screw beveled in, that would work great. However, if you're like me and you got one where doesn't have any modification, or it just comes factory stock with this, no mounting hardware or anything, and yours is loose on your bow, you saw the measurement. Now I will show you what I did. Bear with me for a second, I gotta take it off. So the size of the Allen key for the bolt I use is 3/32 for the drive. Take it off real quick so you can see what I did. Okay, so as I'm pulling the screw out, just so you guys can see, I used I think it's called a socket cap screw or whatnot. It's basically it's a beveled flared edge that comes in and seats inside it. So I took my measurements. See how easy that comes off? I mean, look. There's no way you're gonna shoot that and feel confident in your equipment. So I got the screw. There is a cavity inside, an open cavity. So when you drill through, you're gonna basically drill through 2 layers, get it lined up. That measurement may or may not work on your bow. I mean, I had to modify it a little bit. You can see that the inner one isn't quite lined up. And then you have to come in at the angle the screw comes in, which is not the same as the way it sits. It's just a little bit off kilter. So it comes in like that. That's how the screw comes in. The size of the thread for the catch, I used this one right here. because it was kind of in the middle, a little bit closer to the bottom, but also closer towards the top. So it just, you know, was like a countersink and just held it in there nice and firm. I mean, look. Golly. Anyways, so, you know, I took the factory bolt. It's 8 by 32 or 8 by 32 for the thread count. So diameter is 8, 32 threads per inch. And the size of screw that I got that fits perfectly is 8 by 32 by 1/2 inch long. It got it from McClendon's, stainless steel or chrome or whatever it is. Oh, and then I had to get the you know, the countersink in order to get the right bevel to it. And it's the 3/8. I just picked up an Irwin one. 3/8 high-speed countersink. There it is in the drill. Blow it out real quick. There you go. I mean, it gets you the proper, at least for the screw that I got, it gave me the proper pitch that I needed to get it in there. And again, see, but when you get the screw in, bear with me, I'm going to try and see if this does anything for being able to see. Doubt it will, but bear with me. We'll try it anyways. You can kind of see it, so get it in there. And my hole was a little bit off, but it still grabs in and goes just fine. See, you can see it just a little bit off, but it also sinks into it and holds it. Actually, I'm going to show this to you. So, as you're screwing it in, if you watch that gap, it sinks it in a little bit and pulls it in a little nicer. You don't want to, obviously it's plastic and stuff, you don't want to give it too much torque, just a little bit. There we go, that feels good. Sorry, I accidentally clicked the button when I was picking up the camera. So you don't want to give it too much torque. Get that get that in there. It's nice and flush. I'm gonna have to, I don't like how shiny it is. I'll get some, I'll probably scuff it up and get some black paint, black marker paint, or I'll figure something out. But now, take a look, and nice and tight, nice and solid. I mean, there's no sense any whatsoever, like no play in it at all. And now when you hold it, you can feel confident in your equipment. When you shoot it, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be reliable. You're gonna be able to have consistency. It's not gonna move around on you. It's not gonna sit any different. It's just gonna hold, and it's gonna sit well when you shoot it. Yeah. If anybody's looking for a good alternative for this, I've heard that the ones that are solid color have a little bit thicker paint on them, like the storm gray or the black. I guess the paint's a little thicker, so it's, people have said that their grip, they don't have any issues with it. Mine is the QU Camo, I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm probably chewing it up, but that's not important. The QU Verde Camo, and it's just, you saw it. It slides in and off way too easily. No positive contact in it that holds it in place. And yeah, I can't wait to get the new bowstring on it and shoot it and see how I like it. There was nothing wrong with the old bowstring. I had a Hoyt bowstring on it. It was a bright green, all bright green. There was, you know, no mixture between the string. My sight that I had in there, I took it out and it didn't have the, you know, the dead even for in between the strands either for putting in the peep sight. So strings were pretty worn, or were fairly worn. So I figured, why not, you know, upgrade it now? Hoyt doesn't have a transferable warranty, so it's not going to matter anyways. I'm not voiding a warranty because I don't have one anyways. I've got the Trophy Ridge single pin React. I don't remember the exact model. I think the Alpha Pro 1 Sight, really like this sight. I went to the smaller pin on it so I can really get a good accurate shot. I like to be precise when I'm shooting. Yeah, outside of that, you know, it's a great bow. I love it. It's super quiet. I mean, if you guys haven't had a chance to shoot one of these yet, they're quiet. I mean, you really can't tell, or you really can't appreciate how quiet they are until you get it in your hands and you put arrows downrange. I mean, you will probably fall in love with it the same way I did. The bow is excellent. The vibration is almost none. I mean, they did a great job with the string stop and everything else they put into it, like all the thought they put into this bow. You know, you have the dampers here, and it comes with the limb dampeners or dampers also. Just really well thought out. Hoyt, good job outside of the grip. I mean, there should be options. You guys should give us options. You know, for a $1,700 bow, brand new retail $1,700 bow, there should be options for the grips. I mean, you got firearms like Smith & Wesson and now Glock who have the interchangeable back straps on it. Something like that. You know, it would go a little bit, would go a long way, guys. I think that there's plenty of people obviously who love that, but there's also plenty of people like me who want something narrower, want something that just, I feel like it puts me more in tune with the bow.